All right, let's try and finish this thing up, guys. So, we're at the last stage that I usually do, and that's the reflected light. It doesn't have to wait to the last stage. I just usually do, I don't know. I'll usually stick this on another layer. Again, I like to use a lot of layers. I'm very non-committal. I've seen other painters be way more committed. But I don't know, it loosens me up a little bit to not be super committed to anything and being able to get rid of it. So I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna call this reflected light. Okay, it's gonna be on top of everything, okay? So all the reflected light is light that did not hit our subject, went past it, and bounced back. Okay, it's reflected back at a subject. Could also be another light source. We'll maybe do it like a little bit more like another light source. So it's just gonna hit the edge and kind of light things up with the other side. Stereotypical light to use would be like a bluish light. If you have a warm light on one side, to do like a cooler light on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get like a cool blue. And I'm gonna desaturate it quite a bit. Your reflected light, unless it's like a direct light source, is usually not gonna be very bright. It's usually gonna be a bit toned down. So let's see here. So basically we got our light coming this way, so our reflected light's gonna come from the opposite direction. And let's see here. When we're done, it should look like kind of like a light is turned on. So I've got her hair there. I think I'm going to mask this out because I feather a little bit too. I think it'll be a little easier to hit this edge without worrying about hitting the hair. So using the lasso tool. Let's see how that works for me. And I'm gonna zoom in a little, make any adjustments. Shift adds to my selection. I have to kind of surround it. And as I think I said before, I know I said before in the last video, Option would subtract. Let's add a little bit up here. Okay, hide it. And get the soft brush. And it can be pretty subtle. It doesn't have to be like the strongest light ever. Just be like a little cool hit to the side there. Go a little brighter, or not a little brighter, a little larger on that side. Okay, and under the chin, I think that would be a bit cooler too. And the reason it's usually a cooler light is because, well, the sky's cooler, right? The sky is blue and it kind of fills in that light with a reflected light of blue. Okay, so I'm gonna hit D, Command D. Now I do wanna hit this underside here a little more manually. Like that. All right, let's see, a little bit of face there. Cheek, a little bit under the nose since it's facing away. Cool it down a little bit. Maybe the edge here. Nah, maybe not the edge. Maybe just behind. Maybe under the eye socket, but not as much as I just did. Whoa, didn't mean to hit that there. Okay, let's see. Okay, not a bad start. Let's go ahead and hit that right there. Let me see what happens if I do hit this edge a little harder. Definitely too much. There we go. Just under there. Okay, maybe under the lip a little. Get the more precise one here. My opacity is really high. Didn't even realize. And way too much. Let's undo that. All right, let's attempt that again. All right, let's see the lip and drop the opacity. A little too much, but the good thing is here I can go to my eraser, knock it back. All right. In the ear here, it's kind of hidden. Got the neck there. And that leaves us with the hair. All right, so got to decide here how this is going to be hit. I think all the inside there would be a little bit cooled down. In there as well. Back here too. And the other easy thing is if I go over onto the skin, say I paint too much there, I go over my skin, I can go to my eraser, get the more precise eraser, and kind of knock it back. But I kind of overdid it there to show what I was doing. Let me knock it back a bit. Again, I got a 20% eraser, just erase in there. Let's see, let's get back here. This is kind of facing away here. Let's see what happens here. And hopefully it starts looking like a light turning on and off. In the eye. All right, that just leaves us with the hair here. So I'm just gonna kind of hit these locks from this side. Trying to get the underside of them facing away, that is. Okay, and if we turn it on and off, it should look like a light is kind of being turned on and off coming from the left side. Kind of fun. All right, there it is, a little subtle reflected light. And obviously if it's an actual light source, you can make it stronger. And you know, the more reflective a surface is too, like if I had a metal ball or a sword or something, and it was shiny, it would reflect more of the world around it, so it could actually be brighter. All right, we're just about done. The last thing I want to do is just kind of fade this off because it's kind of awkward. Whenever a head just kind of ends and just like the skin stops, it's kind of awkward to me. So I'm just going to go to the skin layer, make sure I'm on the right layer. Oh, and that's another interesting thing, I guess. See what all my painted over layers are. Let's see what I did here. You can't even see the reflected light. It's so light, plus the background's a little bluish gray, I guess, too. There's the painted over top layer, but I digress. Okay, there it is. So let's just take this. I'm going to unlock it, take the skin here, and I'm going to go ahead and get the eraser, and I'll make it nice and large. And let me see what happens if I just, what's my opacity at? Let's put it at 100. All right, so let's erase a bit here. And I have some brown. Yeah, my top layer. Erase that as well. There we go. And now at least the head kind of fades off. It doesn't look like it's just kind of floating there. Get rid of that there in the corner. There we go. Okay. That really does it, you know, our background layer. I guess we could do some things. You could add a little, let's see, let me get my brush. Let me darken this up a little bit here. Could do like a shadow. Make sure I have my soft brush again. I do. Kind of helps separate the picture as well. Just add a little subtle little shadow there. Not much, just that. Let's get a little darker here. Break up the plain background. There we are. All right, our portrait is done. Hopefully you guys learned a bit about painting in Photoshop. Hopefully this got you off the ground if you were just starting, and hopefully have many more paintings to go. And thank you for joining me for all these tutorials, and I'll see you guys on the next one.